Hey guys, thanks for stopping in again. We're going to work on this Patchbox. I want to try to finish this today. I have some errands to run in town, and since how town is like, almost 40 miles away one way, it's kind of a big deal to go to town. It kind of kills the day. Anyway, I'm going to try to get some of this done while the fire's warming up. I don't have to be there for a little while. I've got this Patchbox. All I have to do is deepen the floor of it, maybe, 1/16, maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe just a little more, 3/16, and then put the lid spring on, and then this thing will be done. So let me bring you in close and let you see where I'm at. Okay, so you can see where I've been getting my half round chisel and working down, and then I work the floor down with a flat chisel. That spring will go somewhere here, probably underneath the wood wall here that's underneath this part of this hinge. And so when you unhook this here, the spring will flip it open. And this thing's a little tight. I'm going to have to do a little bit of adjustment in there. When I take it off to blue these parts, then we'll go from there. So I'm just working this back towards the cut, which it's just a little bit at a time. And then once I get this trimmed down and flush, then I'll go ahead and put some more cuts on the edge and lower it again. And I'll keep doing that till it's done, and then we'll put the spring in. And then other than finish work, this Patchbox will be in. I could cut this on my mill, but I try to do as little as I can with machines. But this would be something that wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it's going to look hand cut because it is. So it'll make the rifle a little more appealing to somebody that wants something the way it was made in the old days. Anyway, I'll lower this and I'll be back to you in a minute. Okay, so I'm getting it down to my depth now. I'm using this little bent chisel. I'm doing two things now. I want to get the floor leveled so it doesn't have this bump in the center. And I'm cleaning it up so it has some kind of a smooth chisel to it. So it looks chiseled out, but it's also kind of smooth and looks finished. So that'll take a little bit of time. I got it about the depth I want. I'll probably go ahead and take this piece off here and finish it while I have the door off and have it apart. So, and then it's a matter of putting it back on there. And make sure everything's finished out before we take everything off the stock and do the wood finish. So anyway, this is just a matter of taking a bump off here and a bump off there. And I have one little high spot right here. I'll get that off, and then, like I say, just a bump at a time, so it'll actually look kind of smooth. So I don't think I want to go much deeper than that. I have the cheek piece on the other side for most of it, so it'll remain having some integrity in the stock. So anyway, it's one of them things, one chip or one bump at a time. So I'm getting this one about where I want it. And one of the things I like to do is I like to make my floor and wall connection as clean as possible. I like that little corner to be very clean. This is chiseled down enough that it's kind of smooth. A guy can hit it with some sandpaper once he gets all this metal off of here just before. But I like leaving a little bit of a chisel look to it. And It's got a little bit of a high spot here, but it's really starting to look pretty good and flat. It looks just right. So I'm going to clean up that corner edge, and I'll be taking this off so I can finish this metal and get it all just right. So there it is. I think you're in focus. Yeah. So these are really simple patch boxes. Okay. But in their simplicity, everything's got to be just right. I mean, I broke this spring again just flicking it closed, which means there was just too much pressure pushing that spring closed. So, you know, they have to be kind of just right. I still have to put the spring on it, but there's enough pressure on the door that flips it open right now. But I got to put that spring in there. I'll do that after we're done. So, anyway, there it is. The Patchbox. And unfinished. So, what a mess. Anyway, so there you go. That ain't in focus. That should be. Anyway, there it is. Oh, that's what that'll look like. And this, of course, will all be blued around here. So there you go. And it just, look at that. Look at that. That's on film. That just broke that spring just from the pressure of holding it closed. So you saw those springs are junk. That dang spring just broke under the pressure of the spring that flips it open. All I can do is buy another one. I might try to make some kind of spring. I mean, these things are so fragile. I mean, it just broke under no pressure. This is one of the simplest patch boxes to put on in theory, okay, but everything has to be just right. And the only thing I can do now, the only thing I can figure is there was too much pressure on that, so it's where it's connected to the floor of the plate of the patch box. I'm probably going to put a little piece of leather under there, or a little piece of something, some type of washer, and lift it up just enough so it doesn't have so much pressure on it. So I'll be getting that new spring here probably tomorrow, and that's what I'm going to do. Other than that, today I'm going to work on just some more of the finishing stuff. So that's it for this episode. I'll see you next time. Have a great day, and thanks for stopping in.